Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Jonathan, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. Today, what are we doing today? We have our last champion, uh, today for the spoiler season for Worldwalker, or is it Worldwalker? I think it's Worldwalker, actually. But we have our last champion, and a lot of cards alongside with her. We have Annie being spoiled today. I think there's actually only like three other cards that were, or two other cards, like three cards, Annie, her champ spell, and some random card that were spoiled today. But some of these cards are creating other cards. For example, Tibbers is a card who gets created by Annie. So we're going to have a lot to talk about today, a lot to analyze. Annie is really, really good. My initial evaluation of Annie is she's really strong. Out of all the champions, I'd say she's most likely to be the one who gets nerfed. Maybe Jhin, depending on just how good the Jhin pile is. But Annie is my choice for the champion who gets nerfed, who is most likely to get nerfed out of all four champions. And yeah, Noxus is really happy with some of these cards too. And Noxus is already doing well in the game. So, enough rambling. Let's go and look at Annie. We've got a lot to talk about today. Got a lot of theory crafting and other such things to do. So, Annie. First off, what is Annie doing? 1 mana 0/2. Okay. I saw a lot of people were disappointed that she's not a 4 mana champion like the other cards because they're like, oh, Jhin and 4. And I'm like, whatever. I'd rather just, things be well balanced. But really like the design. I believe the card was actually made by Ruben. Ruben also designed some other really good cards too, like Ziggs. I believe he also designed Ziggs. You can kind of see a motif here that this kind of nexus damage, face damage, burn damage, whatever you want to call it, seems to be a favorite of Ruben, or at least in terms of a design, because Annie's got some nice burn going. But yeah, what does Annie do? 1 mana 0/2. Okay, interesting stat line. Not the first champ with a 0 attack, 0 power on them. I believe level 1 Nautilus does, and I think that's it though. But what does Annie actually do though? Well, when she attacks, I deal 2 damage to my blocker. If it's dead or gone, I deal 2 to the enemy nexus instead. And to level up, she has to see you play 6 fast spells, slow spells, or skills. I have heard some people calling it like fuzz, which I'm just like, that does not roll off the tongue well, but so I hope that's not what we call it, like FSS. Maybe we'll just say FSS. But yeah, and the skill is called Molten Shield, so yeah, nice artwork too, by the way. We got a hint of this card a long time ago, I believe on day 1, maybe day 2, when we first saw Jhin. Yeah, this card. Captive Greyback actually is very, very similar to Annie. Pretty much the same ability, except just different numbers here. So does that mean we'll play Captive Greyback with Annie? I don't think so, but Annie looks really strong. Now, what does she do when she levels up, though? So, great artwork, by the way. Also glad that she kept the other cards alive. The Prefects alive, Mana Guy, Spider Guy's alive, so that's nice. Good job, Annie, not killing the new cards. But yeah, Annie becomes a 1 mana 1/3 when she levels up, so gets a standard +1/+1 buff when she levels up. Okay. When I level up, create Tibbers in hand. We'll look at Tibbers in a quick second after we finish reading this. Now, when she attacks, instead of dealing 2, it's dealing 3 to the blocker instead. Also, the blocker gets stunned, so if Annie levels up, you're going to have a hard time killing her in combat. I guess like Challenger / Vulnerable is a way to kill her. Like, she's really bad on defense. Annie's definitely not a card you want to be on defense with, though. She's definitely more of a tempo-y, aggressive kind of card. And then, yeah, if it's dead or gone, deal 3 to the enemy nexus instead. So, and then let's look at the last part of Annie. Let's look at Tibbers really quick. Poor Prefect, by the way, having to deal with Tibbers as well. But yeah, what does Tibbers do? Tibbers is a 6 mana 5/5. Okay, it's an okay stat line for a 6-drop. Fearsome. Okay, not terrible, but it's kind of nice that they can't just chump block Tibbers with 1/1s and stuff. When you play Tibbers, he has a skill. Stun an enemy. then deal 2 to all stunned or damaged enemies. That's big. Like, that's really big. Let's look at Malphite. Malphite used to see very little play. He still doesn't see a lot of play, but Malphite gaining that playability to stun an enemy unit increased his play rate and Malphite's viability so much. Just big Arachnoid Sentry is what Malphite became that could level up and do other things. Tibbers also gets the stun, and then Tibbers will also basically Mystic Shot whatever he stuns, and then deal another 2 damage to anything that's already stunned as well, or damaged. It's gonna be a little bit weird and awkward to have to be able to stun things as well pre Tibbers, but to just damage things, you'll do that through combat. In all honesty, so yeah, Tibbers is scary. 6 mana is a lot of mana, but that's a very, very powerful ability. So overall, Annie, yeah, strongest champ in my opinion out of all of them. The only one I think who comes even close to Annie's power level is Jhin, and I'm hesitant to say Jin's good as well because Jhin is a Runeterran champ. It's kind of hard to evaluate a completely new archetype, new region, whatever you want to call the Runeterran region, Runeterran champs. So it's a little hard. I feel like the deck building cost might hold back Jhin. But yeah, Jhin Annie is definitely what they're trying to push here, and it looks like Jhin Annie aggro burn, I guess is the way to call it, is going to be great. Like Runeterran champ plus Noxus, so you got Jhin, Noxus, you can add in like Doom Beast as well for more burn. You're in Noxus, so you can have Decimates as well. Noxian Fervors. I'm terrified of this burn deck. As a control player, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really, really don't know what I'm going to do as a control player against a Jhin Annie burn deck. Honestly, I might be playing the deck myself. That's how good I think it is. And as for the level up of Annie 2, see 6 fast spells, slow spells, or skills. That's not that many. Mostly because of the skills. Annie herself has a skill. She'll help level herself up. You're probably going to be casting fast and slow spells anyway. If you're a Jhin Annie, you have the origin of Jhin anyway, which is technically a skill as well, right? Yeah, the Virtuoso is technically a skill, right? Yeah, because it casts a Lotus Trap. Yeah, this thing. So, yeah, I'm a little scared of this. I'm really, really scared. And Lotus Trap is also more damage too, and it helps stun as well for Tibbers, helping you push through damage. I don't know. I'm terrified is all I'll say. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna try to play control in all honesty, but I don't know what to do about this. I don't even know what to say. I'm terrified. So yeah, I think like I'm gonna have to do the classic if you can't beat them, join them kind of things, because this is terrifying. I guess we got a few, like I'll say this, we did get like I think 2 healing cards. What? Cryo Phoenix Wings or whatever it's called. Yeah, Wings of the Cryo Phoenix and Dragon Ambush. Wings of the Cryo Phoenix is fine. Dragon Ambush is bad, but I don't know. Maybe like Bard with some lifesteal units like the Fledgling Stellacorn, whatever the 1/2 with lifesteal and spell shield is. But yeah. And then her champ spell, like on top of all of this, her champ spell, Disintegrate. 2 mana fast speed spell. Why is it fast? That's what I'm saying. It's like, why is it fast? But 2 mana, fast speed spell. Pick a unit. The next time it takes damage this round, kill it. I mean, do I really have to explain why this is so good? No, I feel like I should. Because, like, I have I have seen some people saying it's actually overrated. And I don't get it. I really don't get it why people think this is overrated. Their reasoning doesn't make sense either. If it was a slow spell, I could see people saying, yeah, it's overrated. But at fast speed, I don't get it. Some people are saying like, okay, well, it's a 2-card combo. You need to have the Disintegrate and the way to deal damage. I'm like, okay, and? You know what other cards are like that too? Ravenous Flock, Scorched Earth, and I guess Guillotine too, technically. And you know what? Those cards are a pretty solid card. Ravenous Flock is a 3 of in a lot of decks. Scorched Earth is usually a 2 to 3 of as well. So I don't really see why this is bad. They're like, well, what if you don't have a ping? Because it's like, okay, but let's say you don't have the ping. Let's say you're in a top decking scenario and you top deck Disintegrate. It's not useless if you don't have a ping, because here's the thing. Because it's fast speed. Your opponent attacks in with a sizable unit. Let's not go too crazy here. Let's say they attack in with a 5/5 and you have a 1/1, like the 1/1 Spider from Housebite. That's a fairly common Noxus card. You block the 5/5 with the 1/1 Spider and play Disintegrate. You might say, Streamer, that's a 2-for-1. Sure, but that's probably the most value that 1/1's getting outside of just blocking other like 1/1s and 2/1s, really, and chumping. So it's like Death Touch. It's like it gives a unit Death Touch from Magic, or Deadly, or whatever it's called from Hearthstone. I really like this card. And because it's fast too, you can even like do some funny things on the stack where you play like Vile Feast targeting a unit, and then before the Vile Feast resolves, you play Disintegrate. So what will happen is Disintegrate will go on the unit, and then Vile Feast will go on the unit, which kind of makes it really awkward for your opponent to interact with. And this is all on top of Annie's kit as well. Annie's just great. So yeah, I really feel like this card might get nerfed in the future. I don't know. The thing is, I will say this. This is like a great problem to have, and that is Noxus is spoiled for cheap removal now. They've got Ravenous Flock, Scorched Earth, Guillotine, and now they've got Disintegrate. I know it's not 3 mana, but Tri-Beam might play this. I think they'd rather just play Scorched Earth though instead, but this is pretty good especially for non-Tri-Beam Noxus control. Kind of makes me want to try out. I know it's going to be terrible. Kind of makes me want to try out Jin Vladimir pseudo control tempo. Maybe a Swain deck too with this. But yeah, I think this card is nuts. I think it should not be 2 mana. I think it is going to get nerfed in the future. And then we got one more card left to go. Ravenbloom Conservatory. I'm a little confused about this card. 1 mana landmark. Countdown 10. Create a Tybulk in hand. I advance 1 round for each fast spell, slow spell, or skill you've played this game. Now, the way it's worded, does that mean when you summon it, it advances right away? Like, let's say like you've played 2 fast spells and that's it. Let's say you've played 2 fast spells and you summon Ravenbloom Conservatory. Does that mean it starts at countdown 8? Because that's how I'm kind of reading this card. That sounds really, really strong if it does that. But it could. If it does do that, I'm kind of scared if it counts down that way. Or does it do it the other way where it just starts at the countdown 10 and then it advances 1 round every time you play the spell? Like, is this a case of Riot wording and their wording just being bad? I hope it's a case of Riot wording and their wording being bad, because if it works the former way I said, yeah, that's really strong. Because Tybulk is strong. What does Tybulk do? Tybulk is a 6 mana 6/6. Haha, 6/6 joke. Overwhelm. Okay, 6/6 with Overwhelm. When I'm summoned, grant allies everywhere +1/+0, and for the rest of the game, all your spells and skills deal an extra 1 damage. Jin doing an extra 1 damage with his Lotus Dance or whatever his origin is called is pretty scary. So, I don't know. I'm a little terrified of this card. It is slow. I will say this. Like, you do have to find the time and the mana to actually play a 6 mana 6/6 with Overwhelm. That doesn't really do much when you summon it, but it does feel like a a kind of finisher card, kind of like a Dreadway or a Commander Ladros kind of card, where it's like, okay, let's end this game now, and you slam this card and you try to push for lethal. Also like Captain Farron too, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. I'm scared. That's all I can say about these cards is Noxus. Yeah, Noxus is happy. Hey, Riot, help out Ionia, Control, and Targon. I mean, Targon got some stuff. They got like Dragon Roost and Celestial Trifecta, but come on, this Dragon Ambush is what you give to Ionia. I know a lot of people don't like Ionia, but I do. But yeah, Annie is crazy. Annie Jin Burn looks nuts. The Control Copium players like me are like, oh, but maybe Disintegrate and maybe a little bit of Control with Ravenbloom Conservatory, maybe, possibly, hopefully. So yeah, I don't know. Big fan though. Like, even though I'm not a fan of burn and aggressive cards, I am a big fan of the design of Annie. So much so a fan of her design that I'm probably even gonna play her a little bit. Even though I don't normally play aggro, and when I do play aggro, I do it really, really poorly. But who knows? Maybe I'll become an aggro player now. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Like I said, not that many cards. I think, like I said, only 3 cards. But yeah, Annie seems like she can go into a lot of decks. Annie Jin, Pirates, PNZ Noxus Burn. She seems to have a lot of homes that she can go to. But yeah, I would love to hear what your opinion is on these cards. What do you think of Annie? Do you think I'm overreacting and just a little too scared? Or do you think Annie is extremely strong? I've seen some people even saying they need to nerf Annie right away. I'd love to hear your opinion. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, like, just what do you think about the overall expansion so far? Do you think maybe Lifesteal needs some help? Do you like the way aggro is looking here? Do you like that Noxus seems to be getting even more good cards, even though they're already good? Of course, just leave your thoughts down below. And if you guys just enjoy the video in general, I'd love it if you could leave a like or a comment down below as well. Always helps me and the channel out. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel as well. Also, if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, you can go and check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zenington, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all again once more for watching this video, and until I see you guys in the next one, bye!